Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
Indie icons Pale Waves have stressed there is a worrying trend in ridiculous ticket prices for gigs, as the cost of attending a concert rises to eye-watering levels. Musicians have recently been angering fans with single concerts costing as much as a weekend ticket to Glastonbury, or even more if you want a VIP experience. Billie Eilish's tour is priced around £300 per ticket, and Sabrina Carpenter's nosebleed seats came in at a whopping £240. Pale Waves are gearing up to head out on tour later this year for their new album Smitten, and the cost of tickets is very much on the mind of lead singer Heather Baron-Gracie. "I've seen pop artists charge ridiculous prices," Heather, 29, tells usnews.co.uk ahead of the release of new single Gravity. The She's My Religion hitmaker continued, "I mean, I get it when you get to a certain point in your career, like if you're Taylor Swift or something, but you have to make them a bit more affordable, especially in this time when it seems no one has money." Pale Waves, consisting of Heather, Ciara Duran, Hugo Silvani, and Charlie Wood, became indie darlings after the release of their debut single, There's a Honey, in 2017. The track has become a 2010s classic, and their 80s edge and guitar-led tracks have made them festival staples, with Heather's distinct voice carrying them through the past decade. The Manchester-based singer points out they are deliberately keeping their gig prices as low as possible, capping the next tour at £30. "I don't think we would ever personally charge that much," she shared. "I've seen people that are at our point in their careers as well, and their ticket prices are like £60 or £70. We're even doing a VIP package, and I think that's only £25 or £30, and we're putting so much more into that package than a pop star is charging like £300 for, and they get, what, a goodie bag and early entry? Which is madness. I don't think it's right." However, the need to charge more is not always down to the whims of greed. With bigger tours come bigger costs, which Heather believes fans can sometimes be naive to. She feels that because you've been going for 10 years and you can play to thousands of people sometimes means people get a bit delusional over the realities of artists' earnings. "They think that everyone's filthy rich," the Perfume singer laughed. "That is not the case, because there's so much money that goes out to be able to even afford a tour. It's absolutely madness how much money you have to spend to be able to tour these days. It's just so expensive. But I do think people who aren't in the music industry forget how much, or they don't really see how much it costs to even put on one show." This is the double-edged sword of success that Pale Waves has been delicately balancing for the past decade, as charging more may alienate their dedicated fanbase. Chart success somewhat eluded the group for the majority of their tracks, and Heather admits the group could be way more successful given their breakout hits over the years, for which she is endlessly grateful. There's a hunger and a drive in the musician, who has recently taken up singing lessons to continue to grow as an artist. "I still strive for a lot more for Pale Waves, and I definitely won't settle, and I've not settled. I don't think I ever could settle as a person," she confessed. However, debut hit There's a Honey still haunts the group as their greatest commercial track that their follow-up albums have failed to build on. She shared, "It is hard to get past those first debuts for any artist because I feel like those always do the best. I'm just putting more into the graft now. I just believe if you've been around for a minute, there's a level of what people expect, and I feel like you need to meet those expectations." Growing means experimenting, and their 2022 album, Unwanted, moved into a much more pop-punk sound, a stark difference from what fans had been used to. Heather calls it an odd one out, spurred on by post-lockdown frustrations, and a deeply turbulent period for the band. During this time, they also were involved in a serious accident as their bus spun off the road on tour due to icy conditions, prompting Ciara to say they thought they were going to die. The much moodier sound reached #1 on the UK independent chart and claimed the second spot on the album chart, but it isn't Heather's favorite.